Good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital Nightly Strategy Podcast for October 4th, 2022. Appreciate your patience. Just finished up our corporate finance course for Central Michigan University. Want to share with you nice update from Trader C, Constantine. He has been refining his intraday trading strategy in conversation with Coach Glenn Osborne, who's been working with us for over 10 years. He does a masterful job of individual personalized coaching. I can highly recommend him. Very empathetic, understanding, skilled, knowledgeable, rigorous, complete, thorough, and supportive. Just I think the world of him. And he's been helping Constantine refine his intraday strategy. He's been using a multi-time frame approach and is refining a system for our annual research weekend. He's been working through the gates with a proprietary trading firm and is now trading 620K of prop firm money, and keeps this up and another couple months and he should be at $1 million under management of their money. He is specializing right now in the spot gold versus dollar on the 5-minute charts. You can see a typical trade for him here, in which he is trading the breakout from the sideways quiet channel. There was an opportunity here for the second entry on the Kata 2. It was failure to fail on Kata 2. That's what he's been working with Glenn on, is the getting the additional positions in. He then is able to exit all at the standard exit at the PSAR flip for 7.9R. Here on the PSAR flip, he takes the measured short for another 3R, so that's a little over 10. And then he's also been trading the 5-minute DAX on Oanda. And here's the sideways quiet channel, Z3 pinch breakout. There was an opportunity for 1 or 2 or even 3 additional entries, but just on the single entry with a very carefully measured risk, crunches for 9, bringing them to basically 20R for the day and take the afternoon off. Well played, well deserved, good job. We'll shift to our standard work now. This is the daily chart, 30-day look back. I want you to notice that the RL10 has crossed the baby dragon. We'll get the PSAR flip today. The 5-day range is expanding. Large 1-day range. And all systems go. That's a 1, 2, 3 entry today, was around 370, and it closed above 378, so that's in pretty good shape. Looking for a third day of momentum tomorrow. When you look at the intraday, you notice the significant gap and then a strong early move up. You'll see that reflected in the sniper trading. Held support, closed strongly, well clear of resistance and clear of this peak of the RL10. So the next move up to about 385 actually could go fast because there's no resistance in here whatsoever. That harsh sell-off is not resistance. It's above this last resistance. Next resistance, 388. Longer term, you can see that we've cleared the PSAR. Potential support has held pretty strongly here at 360. Next stop is the 10-day high around 390. Then peak of the dragon up here over 400. So it looks a lot like this way back here. Go on the way up, I should say. The intraday sector performance, or the end-of-day sector performance, rather. The market at 3%, diamonds at 2.8. Weakest was treasuries, basically flat, still above 103.5. The Qs were marginally better, 3.14. Emerging markets, 3.25. Russell was the strongest at 4%. Tesla, basically market return at 3%. Underperformers, wood, blended commodities, real estate, Mexico down to only 1.64 up. Staples at 1.53, marijuana, Brazil, agriculture, and then the Aussie dollar coming in at 0.21. So these are the few underperformers. Outperformers, the FANGs and tech at 3.36. Then this stack of wheat and precious metals, consumer discretionary, oil, the other lumber, materials and finance up to 3.7. Biotech's 3.8, Bitcoin 3.8. Uranium energy and lithium between 4 and 4.64. Ethereum at 4.8. That should be green. Oil exploration for 5.25. Simon Property Group, commercial real estate 5.5, clean energy 5.75. Both ARCs up over 7.5. Now the outperforming companies from the top: Rivian 13.8, Coinbase, Squarespace, and Alcoa between 7.5 and 13. Robinhood, PayPal, Cliff at 5.8, Devon at 5.7. U.S. Steel 5.5. So you can see the very strong performance of the metals. The second day we called that one and crushed it in the sniper trading. U.S. Steel, Cliff, and Alcoa doing very well. NVIDIA in the chip space 5.25. Texas Instruments and Intel all doing fairly well, but NVIDIA was the big winner. Microsoft and Apple well above 2.5. Microsoft was better than the market, and that's really the conservative tech leading the way. Texas Instruments at 3.36. Chip maker Intel underperforming at 2.71, along with Apple, a disappointment at only 2.56. In the sniper trade, all right, in the sniper trade, we have Alcoa here on the 3-minute, part of our strategy on the metals. Here's your OR3, opening range 3. It continues, so you just buy it, standard risk box here. And up we go. Took the 1, 2, 3 exit here after the excursion and the horns of the dragon. It just started to fail, so we decided to cash 1 right there. So we're at +1. Caught a 2 re-entry. You'll notice the higher lows. PSAR flip. Standard risk. Once again. Standard exit for about half an hour. You take what it'll give. So now we're at 1.5. Caught a 2 re-entry once again. Micro loss. Caught a 2 re-entry. Nice one for about 2. So that's about 3.5 minus the micro loss. Call it 3 for the day. And a very strong finish with very promising for more follow through tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see if the rubber continues to meet the road. All right, let's take a look at the traders today. Here's Luke with 1.9 in the Aussie. Standard caught a 2, or actually SSC, I should say. SSC a little late on the entry, but not bad. Gave back, I think, too much for 0.3. Good stop and reverse for 1.6. A much better entry, much better exit. For 2 for the day. Here's less on the Kiwi. Gets paid, gives back a little. Missed the move on being on break. Got paid a little and got paid once more. Comes in at basically scratch for the day. Missed this move, not in the zero state, and that was probably worth 4. So we need to work on emotional state management there. Woj gets paid a little bit on Devon, but Tim taking a break. He's supposed to tell us when that happens. This one paid for the chop in here. Tesla's work was very nice at 2.9. He got the quick stop and reverse to get paid large, and just brings, and then another scratch. Why not just bring home 3? In XRP, grinding, he ground so much that he took a break, and then that break paid off as he continues to fire, brings in 0.2. Aussie dollar, micro losses, little too early on the entry. Gets paid. This is the one here we got to get on the PSAR flip instead of this. So a little bit of grinding. But overall, 2.9 for the day. Good professional work. That was, I think, from Monday. And then today he's got micro wins on Devon, netting 0.6. Tesla zeroed out on him, so it wiped that out. But then good recovery on XRP to be positive for the day. Now the big win here in the Aussie dollar gets paid, scratch gets paid, a bunch of chops, gets paid large, doesn't get the stop and reverses. So this 5.4 could have been 10. And so you keep taking the shots, you manage your risk, and you respect the wins when you get them. Nice work in there. We've already seen Constantine's nice work here on gold dollar spot, and then the DAX. Here's Tim. Scratching with the constant MMRB. The day job intruding here, but there's a standard re-entry that should get paid nicely in here. But otherwise, managed risk, good cash, good stop and reverse that pays for the previous one. And I think just being mind split with the work of the day in a narrow window and managed to get out of it with a skin. Agnieszka does a nice job bringing home 0.2 on some chop. Being out of the market during the big moves makes it a little tougher, makes you stretch a little bit harder here, but got paid to have a strong finish for the day at plus 0.2. And the Aussie dollar, she does a little better at 1.3. This is a great SSC. We might have been a little one bar earlier. And then I think we stuck too late, because when that hits the 270 and starts to roll back, I'd rather see it the 1, 2, 3 exit at the edge of the dragon rather than waiting for the whole shebang right here. I like the short here instead of here, and then this at least scratches, so we might have improved that by as much as a full R. And then she was about a bar late, I think, on the PSAR flip, and so we might have added another half. So that was probably we might have doubled our performance today with a little bit more tightening up. And there were some more moves available here, and here, but not in the market. So we'll just respect the moves and concentrate on the ones we got. Nolan, let's take a look at what we got here. Getting some stick time on the paper trading. So we're still on the NASDAQ 1 minutes. So that's a little faster than I recommend. He's playing only the collapsing dragons, but we're going to notice as we go through, on a big up day on the second day of momentum, that's why we want that as a COTA 2. COTA 2, boy, why not? Here's another PSAR flip. There's a COTA 2 here, but a PSAR flip is available. Another COTA 2 there would get paid. Here's the collapsing dragon. A little unfortunate with that big spike that scratches, but that's a COTA 2. Now this is a better collapsing dragon because he's now respecting the bottom. Now the only thing I worry about on these is the 1 minute is so quick that you end up getting these multiple signals and you start chasing a little too quickly. I'm really recommending that you look at the 3 minute as a more realistic way of getting the strong signals. You still would have got those signals. You would not have gotten scratched out because those would not end up being collapsing dragons. And then you'd have been around for a collapsing dragon on this one. So I I can't recommend the 1 minutes for you. I really prefer the threes. This miss the CD may have been a function of just how much time it takes to continue to monitor. There's no time for reflection on 1 minute. 3 minutes you can actually breathe a little bit more. So I would encourage you to take a look at that. So that's all the traders for today. And now we'll take a look at the reports. All right, now back to the daily reports. We'll take a look at dashboard number 1, still in bearish normal. Strong 2-day move puts us at 100 on the 2-day, and some slight improvement here in the shorter terms. We will now see, of course, a lot of dead cat bounce warnings out of the short side of the overreaction, because the 2-day move was finally strong enough to get people's notice. This is where, if there is an interest in shorting, that's enough of a lucrative target to attract the short. So this will be an interesting test tomorrow of the growing momentum of 2 days versus the 4 out of 5 preferences of people, of tactical traders, to go short in the bear market. So these are the ones that have gained the most, that are therefore at risk. A bunch of OR shorts in the Dow 30 tactical. Handful of auto framers still in great shape. Big wins today: Alcoa, Cat, Boeing. Your basic industrial. Some weakness in the things that had been strong: Walmart, Pfizer, Merck, and Coke. So it feels almost like the leadership shifted a little bit to formerly beaten down things. You saw breakouts on the 10-day in Microsoft and Merck, and Home Depot and DuPont. See the same kind of patterns here in the ETFs. Lots of overreaction shorts, a handful of auto framers. Some breakouts to the upside once more in silver, Brazil, big move in gold, and Latin America today. Auto framer still has some attractive plays. There's a lot of room still in Tesla, which is still bruised. Real estate and McDonald's are attractive to me, as is tech. Squeezes in 3M, Tech, American Express, and Home Depot. We'll look at the no Godzillas. I've adjusted the sniper stats to include a little more visibility on the 1-day movers. These are sorted by the Z-score of the 1-day volatility. It really highlights the abnormal upsides. So IBM, Twitter really become attractive for either continuation or a breakdown and reversal. I like the most volatiles. I'm looking for the double greens, because you're getting a strong 5-day and 1-day. The 1-day lack of volatilities are interesting, because you think to yourself, on a big day for the market, how do these things not follow through? It may be that they're already running out of steam, so I would look at them through that lens. Auto framer stats for our standard tactical sets, and the sniper stats for the same symbol sets. Seeing many more things now moving into the spring, out of the winter, because of the 2 days of gains. You like Merck and Johnson & Johnson in the pharmaceutical space, because they have been very strong and also benefiting from the bounce. Tail of the tape on the multi-time frame NDX. I like the ones that are in bright green on the 10-day. They have the greatest strength. So ExxonMobil and Devon Energy are showing, along with Chevron, the entire energy sector looking pretty good, along with Brazil looking strong, and oil exploration. And that's everything I want to cover for tonight. We'll get this published and posted. Thanks for your patience. And again, hat tip to Constantine for rigorous application of the systems to his own personal style, supported by Glenn Osborne's excellent coaching. Glenn's he's going through a Creativity 202 and coaching session with me, a 30-week course on how to do it. He's 15 weeks through it and has been adding such tremendous value to all the participants. The good news is that that's all recorded, and the sessions that he's been doing with me and the back and forth coaching of each other, because I consider him to be one of my coaches as well, has really been something to behold. We got all of those sessions recorded and are part of the home study course. So I would recommend you think strongly about that as a way to develop your creativity muscles, to become more adaptive and confident in your approach to chaotic markets. So that's everything I got for you today. Take good care, and we'll see you in the chat room tomorrow.